sure this is probably stuff we all won't like from each other, maybe.
Probably.
Okay, horror fans, once again, it is me, the horror miser, Monty G, here with the Horror Hangout crew. This is our live stream, and this is very going to be a good episode right here. First of all, let me introduce from the Horror Corner, Sean Patrick Erschen. With his new T-shirt, go ahead and do this reel right now, Pat. Do this reel right now, Paul. I mean, Sean.
What?
Just show your T-shirt.
Tune in
Very
and
nice.
stay scared.
We gotta get one.
We do.
And of course, we have the lovely Jen and Christian from Jen's Refuse from the Grave.
Evening.
Hey.
Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching a good friend, one of my favorite horror ghouls, Vicky from Nightmare Maven. She actually did a few videos about unpopular horror opinions that she has. They became very popular, and not only did she started doing them, but a few other horror ladies started doing it. I know Emma, Spooky Astronauts did it. I believe Felicia, Gory Girl, she did a couple of them, and we decided to go on ahead and let's talk about some of our unpopular horror opinions. That means popular opinions that we like about horror movies that most people might not find in the mainstream of horror fans. Now, obviously, most people probably know that I, the horror miser Monty G, loves Freddy's Dead, and most people don't like it. They hate it. They don't like it.
I'm with you, Monty.
You're wrong.
I'm
I'm
pretty
not
sure.
with you on that. I'm sorry.
Uh, I can't. Darn, why do I keep getting people's names? Cody, he can't stand Freddy's Dead. He hates it with a
Cody
passion.
Leach.
Yeah, Cody Leach, he hates it with a passion. But I myself, I have no problem with it with the movie. I enjoyed it when it first came out, and I will defend tonight. I will defend Freddy's Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I get that.
All right, so
not
we're
with
gonna
you.
go ahead and start off with you, Sean. What is one of your
Oh, man.
unpopular horror movies? I mean, horror opinions.
Hey, Full Moon, what's up?
Yo, Moon.
Hey, Moon.
Might as well get out of the way. Halloween 5. I don't know what.
Boo!
Oh, shut up.
That
Have
movie
a-
sucks.
Well, at least it's not Resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I'll
don't know.
get to
It's some people hate it even more. It's definitely not well liked. That's for sure.
So, what is it that you liked about Halloween 5? It's not like say some people can't stand obviously Resurrection or uh Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So, what is it about Halloween 5 that you like that most people don't seem to like?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people miss the good about it. People focus heavily on what's bad, and I know what those things are, and I agree with a lot of them. um, but I think a lot of the stuff with like Michael Myers and when he's stalking, and a lot of the visuals when he's stalking like Rachel, or like the scene where he's hiding in the closet while she's getting undressed, it was very eerie, very creepy. There's another scene where he's like hiding behind the bush watching that guy Michael, very creepy. Or when he's hiding behind the trees, and you don't get that in some of the other sequels really, except outside of the original film.
Mhm.
And I thought they did that aspect of Michael pretty well. And I love some of the scenes that he has with Dr. Loomis, like that one scene where Dr. Loomis is trying to talk to him, you must stop the rage inside, and
I like that too.
he's like, you
Mhm.
don't need that, and he's trying to get him to hand him the knife, and I thought that was a really cool scene.
Mhm.
And then Michael's like thinking about it for a second. It's a lot of stuff like that, and then the laundry chute scene that most people seem to like that though.
Best
That
set
was
piece
very
of the
intense,
franchise.
scary.
Mhm.
When Jamie's trapped side trying to climb away, and he was hacking at the through the walls. Scary stuff. There's pretty scary stuff in there, and I honestly think that Halloween 5 is scarier than 4. Some people might disagree with that, but I don't ever remember ever being scared of part 4, but I think 5 has some good scary moments. 4 is just like a solid slasher to me. It's the performances that drive it, that are really good, like Ellie Cornell and obviously Donald Pleasance. 5, there's some good scary scenes and some interesting direction from Dominique Arthur and Girardi. Kind of brings the Italian horror elements in there, which I really like Italian horror. So, yeah.
Some points.
Yeah.
Good points. Very good points. I
Yeah,
agree with
it
you.
was-
I think that it's a. I don't think it's a bad film. I don't see why it gets a lot of hate. There's worse films in the series.
Most definitely. It might be one of my least favorite though.
But don't you like The Final Girl?
Okay, I was about to say this might be an unpopular one for me. As much as I don't like 5, I really like Tina. I think she's honestly the best final girl from the whole franchise.
Wow.
I like Tina a lot. I don't.
She actually has personality,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
unlike
as opposed to
some of the other characters did not. Had
Yeah.
a little bit of spunk to her.
Yeah,
I like
she
her.
she was okay as a final girl. I had no problem with it. I thought 5 was a bit of a kind of a letdown, mainly because 4 was so good, and you like Danielle Harris in that movie right there, and I thought it was it was nice to see Michael return. But I thought 5 took away some of what 4 brought in, because all of a sudden now she can't speak. She's mute.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
She's not the killer anymore.
Yeah, she's not the killer anymore.
and
Well-
then she and Michael actually have this type of psychic connection now.
Yeah, but that was established in part 4 when she touched his hand and then went
Yeah.
and stabbed
Yeah.
his foster mother.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
could go with it. I can go with it. I like 4 better, but I don't think 5 is as bad as some people say it is.
I think the
Hmm.
main problem with it is the fact that they went back on the ending of 4. I think that's why I'm so hostile to 5. It's just I love the idea of little clown girl being the new killer,
Mhm.
and then they just completely
Fuck you.
say that never happened. Basically, that always
Mm.
kind of bugged me.
But I don't know.
Continuity.
Do you think that would have worked in actuality? It might sound good on paper.
I mean, I think so, because I'll save that thought for one of my later ones. But yeah, I would have been totally down with a different killer being the Halloween killer. I would have been totally fine with that idea.
Yeah, sure, you would say that.
I would. Like I said, you're gonna hate me by the end of this stream. You're gonna hate my guts.
So a couple things like what you were saying, Monty. Yeah, I get how people are pissed that it didn't start off with like playing off the ending of part 4 with Jamie being the killer. But to me, it made sense, and I think it worked better than what would have been, in my opinion. I don't think really that would have worked. And I think people get mad about the fact that Jamie's view, but to me it makes sense because of the trauma that she went through, and she like inherited the evil of Michael Myers. He passed it through her body, To me it made sense, the trauma of stabbing her own
I'm with
Mm-hmm.
you.
foster mother there.
I'm with you, Sean.
It's not like something totally dumb. It makes some sense, To me, it did.
Yeah. Dr. Loomis is also just amazing
I get that.
in that movie. He's as much of a villain as Michael.
That is, yeah.
I like that he's
I do
gone
too.
over the edge almost. Like he's had enough, He's had it.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Hey, Phil, thanks for joining.
Phil.
Hey, what's up, Phil?
Okay. Well, one of my unpopular horror films was this horror movie that came out, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, called The Void.
I love The Void.
And I did enjoy the practical effects. The practical effects are great. See, Christian's already mad. He kicked the camera.
It was actually me, guys.
The practical effects were great, but the story was just out there. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't grasp it. I didn't know what the cult's purpose was for doing that.
I've heard people say that. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Messed up on that one.
I saw Boogeyman Ben did a review on that. He didn't care for it either.
Yeah, but everyone seems to love The Void, and to me, it's just one of those movies where they had a nice idea. I like the idea about that, but the execution was not good. And then, of course, how the movie ends was just crazy. It made no sense to me. I had to wait for Jen and Chris to come back so they can yell at me.
I lost them.
Yeah. He kicked the camera and then he lost the internet.
You got Collector Man in the house.
I know. Yeah, but that's one of my unpopular horror films is I simply did not like The Void, and I know a lot of people love it. I just didn't like it. It's just like I said before, great practical effects, but there you go.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. You can yell at me now.
Excellent. So anyway, The Void. What I missed.
Well, like I was saying, for me, it's like the practical effects were decent. That's the only saving grace about the film was that the practical effects were great. But the whole story to me, it just didn't make sense. The cult's purpose didn't make sense. And when the film ends, it's just, okay, the sheriff and I guess his ex-wife are stranded somewhere out in the middle of some far-off dimension.
Yeah.
That's it. I just didn't. I just did not. I guess I didn't understand the whole story about the cult and what their purpose was and why this monster was attacking everybody.
I can see that. That definitely is a criticism that I've heard thrown at the film many times, and I honestly can't argue with it much. The storytelling and all that is not the strong suit of the film. You watch that film for the effects, for the music, and for the atmosphere entirely.
Mm-hmm.
The story is much more of a side note. So I honestly can totally see that. As much as I love the film, I can totally see why that all the problems it has.
Okay, Jen, it's time for one of your unpopular horror movies.
I look forward to this.
You want to start off with a small one?
No, I'm going to start off with the hot take, the spicy one.
Oh,
okay, guys. So picture it. Jen, not little Jen. I was in my 20s, I think, when this movie came out.
2007, yeah.
Yeah, and I was at the movie theater, and I went to see Rob Zombie's Halloween, and I was sitting there, and I was blown the fuck away, and I was like, this is awesome. I fucking love it. And then I went home and online, everybody was, this movie is trash. This is awful. He's ruined the franchise. Off with his head. Boo, boo. You're stupid if you like Rob Zombie. I've heard people say this. Yep. You're stupid if you like this. This is a bunch of bullshit. Well, you know what, people? I'm standing up for Rob Zombie. I like his Halloween. It should be a part of the franchise. It's awesome. I don't understand the hate. I do. I can understand the hate to a point, but I don't see how he butchered it so badly. Will someone please explain to me? Like, this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. In fact, I think it's damn good. I love the dysfunctional family. I love how we get a deeper story with Michael. And also Sherry Moon Zombie. I've said this many a time. I think she was pretty good in it. Her scenes with Michael, I thought were very heart-rending. I also really love the fact that I know people are booing me right now.
No, Eric's with you.
No, Eric, not to cut you off, Eric is one of the few people that actually likes Halloween too.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah,
it's hard to defend.
It's hard to defend, but no, he actually loves Halloween too better because I remember the first time when we did the live stream with Night, And we talked about this, and he definitely says he's one of the. And I told him too. He said he's one of the few people that actually loves Halloween too. Although he could not explain that goddamn white horse.
It's the white horse's symbolism, and the 2 is a harder one to defend. I still say there are good things in 2, but he did go a little off the rails. But could somebody please, who hates the movie, tell me what exactly? Why is it so bad, Sparky? Tell me.
Well, because he overuses his redneck cliches. He gave Michael a backstory. Those are the 2 most common ones I hear, honestly, is everything related to the first half.
Like that. And if you're going to come from a dysfunctional family, wouldn't you grow up to be Michael Myers? I mean, we've seen this in real life, people growing up who have come from really, horrific families and stuff. Sometimes this is what happens. Not all the time, but sometimes it is. So I don't see how that's a bad thing. That's a practical way to take the Michael Myers story if you want a backstory.
I don't disagree with you. I do think that it goes a little too fucking far, especially with like breakfast scene. I think that is the point where I'm like, Rob Zombie, you have gone. You needed to be held back here just a bit.
Now, when the rape scene the attempted rape at
that scene's entirely unnecessary.
That was a little bit. That was one of my criticisms.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's a real. It was what a remake should have been done. I think it was respectful, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I think it was respectful to John Carpenter and the Halloween, but it was still doing some new things. And I love Malcolm McDowell. There's no one who will ever be Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis, but if you're going to have anybody else, Malcolm fucking McDowell, fucking just, I loved his performance as it. He just, I'm down with it, damn it. And Brad Dourif. I love Brad Dourif. So I'm sorry, guys. I just don't. Can someone please explain to me the hate? I don't get it. I'm not smart. I'm not a true horror fan.
Fake horror fan, fake Halloween fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you ever get a chance to talk to Lee McCoy, because if anyone that is a true Halloween fan is Lee McCoy at Drum Dumps, and he might be able to give an explanation as to why some people did not like. Because I really didn't have a problem with Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one. I kind of like that they gave Michael Myers a more kind of a grounded background, like sort of like where Freddy's the people with Freddy's Dead did, where Freddy gave a more grounded background. Yeah, I know a lot of people are tired of Rob Zombie and the hillbilly backstory. He always seems to have these hillbillies or redneck people in his movies. And but I really did not have a problem with that, because it kind of gives you an idea what made Michael Myers. Because when you look at all the whether it's horror movies or crime shows like Criminal Minds or any FBI shows when you're dealing with serial killers, they always come from this crazy ass background, whether their mother did something to them, their father did something to them when they lived in some type of condition, made their mind snap. So that gave me a good idea. For me, that gives me an idea of the reason why Michael became what he is was the dead day, and I had no problem with it. My problem is that the second part of the film, which turned out to be a shot-for-shot remake, which I can't stand. That's the only thing I didn't.
To me, it was homages. Like it didn't bother me enough. Like there was enough differences in the beginning, but I can see why that would bother some people.
As I've said many times, that movie is really good, and then it becomes a really bad remake of Halloween in the last act.
But don't you think like Halloween people would have gone, well, how come he didn't add this? I mean, he was damned.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But my thought process is, you're Rob Zombie. With Halloween 2, you clearly show you don't care what the Halloween fans think of you. Why didn't you just do it completely? I know it was studio notes and he had to tack that stuff in here, and he didn't really want to, and it shows.
I liked it.
I didn't. Well, I mean, he is a fan of the original, so I'm sure he felt some responsibility to pay homage to it.
I know Eric made a good point right here. Because he said, I think people just hate on Rob Zombie in his movies. Although The Devil's Reject, for me, The Devil's Reject is his best movie ever. I think of all the movies, of course, he ruined it from 3 from Hell. But
I like 3 from Hell.
3 from Hell was great.
Yeah.
No, I did not like that one. Sorry.
I know.
I don't like that one. But I don't know if it's because they just hate on him or not. But yeah, a lot of people just simply did not like Halloween. And I think mainly because some people, it's just like with Chucky, and you have the Chucky remake, and a lot of people said, "Not, this is not my Chucky," and I
I
won't
was
watch
one
it
of them.
because there's no Brad Dourif is in there. But
Mhm.
sometimes when you do remakes, and I've always said this before, you always want to make sure you pay a little homage to the original, but tell your own story. Put your
Mhm.
own thoughts and your own spin on the story, and you can actually make an effective remake. That's why I like The Evil Dead better than The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
And that's the
That.
problem.
What
But
about
yeah.
you, Sean? I know you don't like Rob Zombie's Halloween. Give it to me. I'm
Well,
ready.
I mean, there are things that I like about it and things I don't like. I don't
Like
hate
the
it.
ending. And the
I
credits.
hate.
The credits are
I
really
do
good.
hate part 2 though.
I don't hate
but
part
I
2.
don't either.
I do.
I
Uh,
like part 2 better than part 1, if I'm going to be completely real.
so I'll say some of the things that I don't like about it. The remake of Halloween.
Mhm.
One thing, if you know about Rob Zombie, he is obsessed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes,
Oh
he
yeah.
is.
And I
Oh,
feel
yes.
that he brought that to Halloween, and I didn't really, to me,
Appreciate
it
it.
doesn't fit. He even made Michael's mask look almost like Leatherface. It's almost like, looks like it's stitched together. And the crazy trashy family that he has in every movie that he does is
Yeah.
he gets that from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Sawyer family and all that.
Mhm.
I did appreciate that he tried to give Michael a backstory, and I thought it was kind of interesting the way he did it. But I thought the language was very unnecessary and over the top. I did enjoy the brutality of it that he brought. It was very jarring at times. I liked the visual aspects that he brought to it for sure. Like there's one scene that my wife points out a lot, after he kills Judith and you see him in that car and there's like this weird kind of cool slow close up of him. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good
Um,
things about it.
but it's kind of a generic backstory in a way. And some people would say that it takes a lot of the mystery of Michael away, that you don't have to give him too much of a backstory.
I've heard that.
I would say a lot of the hardcore Halloween fans probably think that. But the thing about it I really don't like is that it's similar to Jason. It gives Michael mommy issues, and I hate that because then it makes him just like Jason and 100 other Norman Bates or whatever,
You bring up some
Like,
good
come
You're not
on,
wrong.
that's not Michael.
Uh-oh.
You bring
Michael
up some
never
very
had
good
mommy issues.
He might
He
have.
might have. We just don't know. Also, are we forgetting that this movie introduced the greatest character in all of the Halloween canon? Fucking Joe
Ronnie.
Grizzly. He's Joe
Oh,
Grizzly,
Joe
bitch. Joe Grizzly is the best character in Halloween canon. It's undisputable. You can't argue with me on this.
I was gonna say Danny Trejo.
Okay, Danny Trejo is also a good character.
That's another thing that bothers me, all the random cameos.
I love the random cameos. That's just a Rob Zombie standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that because you are going to find some directors that are going to have people that they love to work with be in their movies.
Yeah.
Be in their movies.
A lot of his regulars are in there.
Yeah, that's why you saw him in The Devil's Rejects. And you saw him in Halloween pictures. That's who he does. Most directors will do that.
Yeah.
The good ones.
Yeah.
Also, that some of the acting was pretty damn campy, like Danny Trejo especially.
Yeah.
I was good to you, Mikey.
You're not wrong.
I like that, damn it. I'm not ashamed.
All right, Christian, your turn.
Okay, I'll go with my probably least controversial one. I'll save my big one for the last one. One for me is I honestly think that TCM does not get the credits it deserves. I honestly, since doing the channel, have realized I think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the best franchise out of the big four. I think it's better than Elm Street, Halloween, or Friday, honestly. I think there's only really one movie that I don't like, and that's 3D. Even 4, which has immense problems, is really entertaining and fun to watch. The first film I also would argue is the best first outing of all of the big four. I think it's better than the first Friday, Halloween, or Elm Street. I always felt it was kind of didn't get the credit it deserved, since it kind of got shoved up as, yeah, the big three, and then Leatherface is down here at the very bottom. Like, yeah, he's a part of it, but we don't need to talk about him much. He's not that important besides the first film. I always thought that kind of sucked.
Do you think it's because he wasn't marketed as well, like say either Freddy Jason or Michael?
Totally. Honestly, that's probably a big reason, because he doesn't have the same personality or the iconography that the others do. He's just kind of serial butcher in a face. That's really all he has going for him. He's the most basic out of all of them. He doesn't have the personality that Krueger does, and it doesn't have just the menace and the excellent silhouette that Jason or Michael do. So probably, honestly.
But there is layers to him.
Oh, there's a lot of layers to Leatherface, but showing, compared to like most people with pop culture ephemera, they'll notice Michael, Jason, or Freddy way before they notice Leatherface.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
But usually there's not that much focus on him in particular. There's always a lot of other stuff going on with the rest of the family and stuff.
Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, when I say who would be the four horsemen of horror, I include him in that, along with Freddie, Michael, and Jason. I include Leatherface in there because when it comes to horror, that's who I pick as the four horsemen. I don't pick Chucky or Pinhead. I pick Leatherface. But I think I think one of the problems that Leatherface has is not because he's not as popular, but I think all the movies, and especially now, their continuity is way off.
Holy shit. Texas Chainsaw continuity is my favorite thing to talk about. It makes no sense. Every movie is basically its own little parallel universe. It's kind of amazing.
You think the Phantasm Films has a problem with continuity? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre has a problem with continuity.
I loved back when Halloween 2018 was coming out. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, now the continuity is so screwed up, and there's so many different timelines." I was like, "There are 3 timelines. Chainsaw has like 7 different timelines."
Especially the one movie.
Yeah, especially 3D. Especially, oh my god, the timeline of that movie makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. It makes your head hurt if you try to figure it out.
Especially since that movie acts like, since Leatherface was later retroactively, oh, this is a prequel to 3D, even though they don't line up at all.
Yeah. I know Collector Man, he said that other franchises films came out pretty rapidly, but there were large gaps in the TC. Yeah, that's another problem.
That's true, yeah.
Another problem. It took a while before we actually got a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Then all of a sudden, then next thing you know, then they probably started coming out rapidly. But again, like I said before, then for some reason, they keep wanting to make, this is a direct sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, then we got another direct sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like, wait a minute, didn't we already have didn't we already have a direct sequel to that one? Then you got Leatherface. No, this is the actual. This is the next origin story, the prequel origin story of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with that Leatherface movie that came out.
But then you had the remake, and then the prequel to the remake.
Prequel to the remake.
Oh my god, I've gone cross-eyed.
And then it gets really confusing with 3D, because 3D kind of acts like both the original movie and the remake also happened. Because the family from the remake are also in 3D. It's really weird.
Do you also think it's because the movie is so dirty? That's like the word.
Chainsaw is easily the least like widely accessible to people. It's the hardest one to get into.
Yeah, I love the movie. Like, I think it's a phenomenal movie, but I know and people always say it's one of the bloodiest movies ever, and there's very little blood.
There's no
but
gore in the film.
It's kind of gotten in everyone's psyche that it's like this really, really over, our imaginations filled in the better than a film could. And
yeah,
it just,
absolutely.
I wonder if that could be part of it too. It's just, it's not as marketable as Freddy and Jason and
to
Michael.
most people, Chainsaw doesn't have the just, I'm going to throw this on in the background and have a good time with it like every other, like the first Halloween, the first Friday, and the first Elm Street do.
It's harder to watch. Like, it's so gritty
and that's a great thing. It's not a bad thing about the movie at all. It's a masterful movie. I love it. I love the brutality of it.
Oh, I do too. I like I said, I think it's honestly the best out of the 4 franchises. I think it's the best first entry.
Yeah, because
that's one of my favorite things about it, that it's so. It seems so violent, but it's not. But they don't show the blood.
I think
it's not
replicate it.
Yeah, because it's not bloody, but you can tell, obviously you can see the brutality in it, but it's not bloody or gory.
Yeah.
It's still got that, it's got that grindhouse feel into it when you first see it. But yeah, it was never bloody, but that's the whole problem. I think for some reason, even when it first came out, it took a while before the next one came out. Then that film kind of has nothing to do with the first one.
What are you talking about? This movie
yes,
has everything to do with it. Yes, it does.
3 doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah, 3 doesn't have it.
3 is great.
I love 3.
No, 3. Y'all are sleeping on 3. 3's a really good movie.
It is, and there's a hell of a backstory behind that movie too. Yeah. Test audiences really messed that movie up.
Yeah, test audiences fucked that movie over.
I gotta get a cord.
Okay, dokie.
I like the preview better than the movie.
Oh, the one
with Excalibur thing that comes
chainsaw. I get that. A lot of people do.
I thought that was gonna be in the movie. I was like, cool. I like that.
Sorry.
Nope.
Okay, so for my next unpopular movie opinion, I'm pretty sure some people have seen Jennifer's Body before.
Yeah,
there it is, right there. Now, interesting story. Now, obviously, Jennifer's Body stars Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. It was marketed because Megan Fox. I mean, Megan Fox is a fox, if you want to call her hot. She's hot, and you had this makeout scene between her and Amanda, and Megan walks around with some scantily clothes on, and a lot of people killed the film. Yeah, I actually enjoyed the film mainly because I did not care about the makeout scene. It's like that was not my intention. I liked the film because it actually shows a different version of females and how they can, and how you can have that type of a story told in a different way as opposed to what other types of female stories we told in different horror. That's why I like Jennifer's Body, and it's sad that the film was marketed one way just to please teenage boys, and of course when they saw it, they all hated it because the responses, they saw no breast. They seen enough. There was not enough nudity scenes at all in the film, and of course they wanted more gore, but they were complaining mainly because they didn't see any nudity in the film. But I enjoyed it mainly because what the message they were. Was it Cody Diablo? Well, I think that's who wrote.
Cody.
Yeah, Diablo Cody, and what she was trying to say in the film, and of course, both her and Megan Fox actually came out and said the fact is that they were sad that the studio wanted to market it a different way as opposed to what the film was really supposed to be about.
I thought she was a pretty interesting villain, something different, kind of a different kind of villain.
Mhm.
We rewatched that.
Yeah, we actually rewatched this movie recently. We're gonna do a video's coming out of it in June where we talk a lot about it because I was one of those people that hated this film because how this movie got pitched to me was it's a send up to 80s slasher movies. So I was like, okay, I watched it. I was like, wait, this isn't at all. How can you do an 80s slasher movie without any nudity and anything? And I wrote the film off as just trash. And then we revisited it recently. And while I still have a lot of issues with the film, I do really appreciate what the film's trying to be.
Yeah.
I don't love the film, but I think it's a very interesting film, and I'm glad it's getting a cult following now.
Mhm.
It was fine.
It has a lot of issues. That movie is 2007 incarnate. Everything that is the most dated film I think we've done in a long time. It feels like the early 2000s, but it's weirdly nostalgic in a way too, though. Yeah.
It's up there with Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007.
I mean, it doesn't help that unfortunately Megan Fox is not one of the best actresses around. That's
I
one
will
of the.
argue with you on that one. I think she's actually a really good actress in this movie. I think she gives a great performance. I actually think she's a really good actress.
She's fine.
I think she got typecast as the slutty bimbo too much, but I honestly think she's actually a really good actress.
Mhm. I think that's one of the problems because I think if another actress might have performed it, and not to take any away from her performance, because Amanda Seyfried, she's good in the film. I like her, and I think the reason why they cast them because even though she's an attractive woman, but they have her attractiveness played down, so not to contrast with Megan Fox's character. But I like the dynamics that they have because you have these two girls. And they seem to be best friends, but in reality, they're really not. And it actually portrays the cute girl who actually does have self-esteem issues. So that's the reason why she became best friends with Nudie, because she's not as attractive as her. So that way she can feel more great about herself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a toxic codependent relationship. Weird.
Yeah.
All right. You haven't seen Jennifer's Body, have you, Sean?
I have, yeah. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a problem with it. I thought Megan had a vampish kind of quality about her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was like sexed up though, like for sure.
Well, as a woman, I wouldn't mind waking up looking like her. So I thought.
But I thought it was a different kind of villain. I thought she was pretty good.
Yeah.
I've come around on the film. I used to hate it. It used to be like one of my least favorite horror films. I think it's like a solid B now. I don't love it, but I think it's like decent.
From what I remember, it had a pretty decent amount of gore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially that throw-up scene.
Yeah. That was good.
Okay, Sean, what is your next unpopular horror opinion?
I might get banned for life on this one, but Child's Play, I feel, is not a classic, because a lot of people make it out to be.
Why do you hurt me, Sean?
It's not that I don't like the movie. I think it's a good, fun slasher, but that's where it ends for me. I don't see it as a like a 5-star masterpiece that's up there with the original Texas Chainsaw, or Psycho, or The Exorcist, or The Omen, or any. To me, it's nowhere near that range. It's way down the line for me. It's just like a fun slasher that I have a good time. I laugh. He's at his one-liners, and I mean, nobody ever says like, "Oh, Child's Play was so beautifully directed. The scene was so suspenseful," or "Oh wow, look at this! The score was amazing in this scene."
What about the scene where the mother is about ready to throw him into the fireplace, and she's like, they're fighting. That was Shakespearean acting right there, sir. You just felt that how Chucky overpowered the mother.
Sure you did.
Fuck you.
I feel weird as a guy holding 2 copies of this movie. I'm with you, Sean. I think this movie is not the greatest. It's solid, but I don't understand. Of all 80s slasher movies, I don't understand why this one became a franchise.
Because Brad fucking Dourif, that's why.
I do love Brad Dourif, don't get me wrong. He is the highlight of the franchise, and I like what the franchise became. I love 2, and I love Bride, but I don't understand how this became a franchise.
Because it's Brad fucking Dourif. What is there not to understand, Sparky? The man is gold. The man I would sleep with in a heartbeat. I love Brad. That voice is just so, I love you. I don't care.
I mean,
Ben Grimm's not too happy about that.
There goes Ben. Child's Play is a class.
Support, Jen. You have some support.
There you go, Jen.
But people put it up there with Halloween and Texas Chainsaw and Nightmare on Elm Street. Come on.
I get where you're coming from.
I guess I can see your point because it was when you first saw Child's Play, you were amazed. I was just looking for the practical effects of how they're going to do the doll, and I actually like the fact of how they did the doll effects right there. It kind of reminded me of an updated version of Ray Harryhausen's practical effects when it comes to the doll movement. And obviously, Brad Dourif was perfectly cast to be the voice of Chucky. I think that's one of the reasons why they finally gave it a sequel, but then again, that's what Hollywood does. You get a great idea. It was something a little different other than Jason, Michael, and Freddy. We got this new character. We didn't see any type of a character like a doll. So I think that the newness of it and Brad Pitt's performance as Chucky, that's one of the reasons why it became successful. Is it a great movie? No. But I understand the reason why it became so popular. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's fun. I mean, they're just he's like the best.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
But it's better somehow. It works better than Freddy.
It's one of those things where you just show me it, and I'm like, this became a franchise, but My Bloody Valentine and April Fool's Day and Terror Train never did. Okay, sure. I would have lost
all much better movies.
I would have lost money on that bet.
Fuck you all. I love Chucky.
I think it's how many slasher pictures came out at that time during the 80s before Child's Play came out. You weren't going to see any sequels like from My Bloody Valentine or Terror Train, even though some people might consider them better slasher films than Child's Play. But it was just a good idea, and that's that. It's just that at the time, Child's Play hit at the time where we needed a fresh face in the horror genre, and that's why Child's Play became a franchise.
Mm-hmm. And Brad Dourif.
But it's almost like Leprechaun or something. The little guy running around cracking jokes, killing people.
Okay, it's not Leprechaun bad. Let's not throw it too far under the bus.
I was about to say the same thing.
That's the same feeling I get when I watch it.
My boy Troy said,
"Fun time." I laugh at Chucky's jokes.
Don't fuck with the Chuck.
Crazy
over the top kills. It's fun. I don't know.
I think it's better than Leprechaun. I think we can all agree.
I think we can.
We can all agree.
I'll give you that.
But Dolly Dearest is better than it.
I was waiting for someone to bring it up.
It's no Dolly Dearest.
That's one thing I could never understand. When you look at franchises, why did Leprechaun become such a franchise? I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like the Children of the Corn movies. I just don't understand how
that just don't have any.
It makes no sense. Why are there 3 sometimes they come back? Why did The Mangler get a sequel?
Stephen King.
The Mangler.
Oh man. Yeah, because it's like what the children. It's it. First of all, I kind of like the first movie, which was
It doesn't
okay.
hold up.
Shut up.
Like it's okay, but why did they come up with 15 different children of coins, corn? And then of course
It's
the remake was a bad sci-fi movie.
Monty, are you
wasn't there
giving
like
us-
2 remakes?
No, there. Almost all of that franchise is just a remake of each other. But yeah, you don't have to give us an education on the children
I
of the
know.
Corn movies. We're
They
familiar.
they review them all.
Yeah, he did the whole
That
thing.
was a mistake.
You like
Maybe you
too,
should-
damn it.
Yeah, Children of the Corn 2 is pretty good.
Maybe you should do the Amityville next.
Never.
Franchise
We
never
won't.
ends.
We will never do
No.
Amityville. That is too many films.
No,
that is never
no,
happening.
no,
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 Never say
no.
never.
I'm saying never. We'll do the Mangler sequels before we do the goddamn Amityville movies. No, or we'll do Witchcraft. We'll do the Witchcraft or Witchboard movies before that.
Which board?
Oh man. Yeah, all right, Jen. Your next unpopular horror opinion.
Which one you going with?
Probably. Okay, you're not gonna like me, Monty.
Oh,
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get. Can they see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
I don't. I think this it is. It should qualify as a masterpiece, but I think it's just a smidge overhyped. Just a smidge. Don't hate me, Monty.
oh man, you're killing me.
It's overrated.
Not just Monty, yeah, you're killing me too.
I know, 'cause Sean loves that push just like I do.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's no hate, like, but I mean, it's just not a movie that I go to a lot. Like, it's not like
it is a one and done in my opinion.
for me. I love it. Like, I love the Father Damien. I love the whole thing. But it just, I guess, because it was built up since I was a kid. That this is like when I saw it, I was like, cool, but it wasn't what I expected it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
maybe just went in with too high expectations. I'm sorry, guys. Don't hate me.
I mean,
I don't think it's a bad film at all. Don't misunderstand me. I just think it's a smidge overrated. Just a smidge.
but you do think The Heretic is better.
I do. No, not The Heretic. I mean, free.
Got you to say you like The Heretic.
Oh,
No,
you
I
got,
like
you got
Free a lot better.
You
I
missed it.
Yeah,
When I did the live stream last week on Knight's channel, and he actually admitted that he liked The Heretic. I had a reaction.
How?
I had a reaction on my face to everyone, just like I just said, no.
How the hell does someone like that movie?
You know who
Oh,
likes
no.
it? Martin Scorsese. He talked
Yeah.
about it in one
Oh,
of the
yeah, you're right. And what does he know? He just
things
makes
I
movies.
watched. Martin
What does he know?
Scorsese
Yeah,
likes
He's
it.
just Scorsese.
It's like this. I understand, like people who unfortunately did not have the opportunity. Like I had to see when it first came out, so I missed all the hype that the movie got. I actually was around. I grew up. People who saw The Exorcist, I went to see it in the theater. I seen all the reactions to it, how people threw up and ran out the theater. You know, when she twists her head. You know, when she's stabbing herself. You know, when she's stabbing herself with the cross. You know, and she's cursing up a storm and flipping on top of the bed. So I experienced all that. So that's the reason why I myself will always love The Exorcist. And I can understand people such as yourself or people from a younger generation or even millennials, you know, who would think Scream is the greatest horror movie they've seen because
No,
that's
it's not. It's
save
not.
that. Save it. Save it.
I will. I'll be a good boy.
But
He's
don't
chomping at the bit.
Yeah, no,
don't get me wrong, guys. There are. It's blasphemous. First of all, especially we come from a Catholic household, so we have roots in that. So I get it, and it's a hell of a story. They changed it from a boy to a girl, but it's a hell of a story. I guess it just got built up so much when I finally saw it. I was like, this is good. good. I can, on a filmmaking level and on the history level, I can see where it's good. It just didn't wrap itself around me like you would think a movie that with that much.
It's this isn't one of my hot takes, but it's kind of like how I feel about The Shining.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's yeah. Go ahead, Christian.
It's a great film. It's very well made. It's incredibly well made. I think it's overhyped as shit, though. It doesn't deserve to be considered the greatest horror movie ever made.
I don't think it's that far. I get why people love it.
Oh, I do. I totally understand why people love Exorcist and Shining and all that.
No hate. It's just for me. I've always thought it's a little overrated.
Yeah, you're not the first person I've heard mention that about the Exorcist being overhyped. And it's just like when people who love the remake The Fly, as much as I love the remake The Fly, I'm more in tune to the original Fly, mainly because I saw that first, and of course I cannot get over that. Help me, help me. That tops it. I can't help it. That scene does literally, when I first saw The Fly, and I was looking at it, and my mother told me about it. She says, "Get ready, this scene might scare you." And of course, me being my morbid sense of humor, cracking up laughing. The whole scene just cracked me up laughing. I just thought it was funny as hell. But that scene always get me. And no matter how great the remake The Fly was, and how great Jeff Goldblum's performance was, and the great practical effects that they have in that film, I'm just more in tune to the original Fly.
I get that. Please don't hate me too much.
I never hate you.
You already do.
I never hate you, Jen. Just no nudity now, Jen. No nudity.
Oh God!
Darn it!
Darn it!
Okay, what about you, Sparky?
Okay, so this one is entirely spurned on due to a recent tag going around and people giving a certain answer to a certain question, and I just y'all are legit kind of upsetting me a little bit here. I think the Howling series gets way too much unjust crap. Y'all are wrong about that franchise. The Howling movies are great. Yes, and yes, Sean. I even like not past the original three. I like the Freaks. I like I like the beginning. I like all of the Howling sequels. There are only two bad Howling movies in my opinion.
He doesn't speak for the channel.
What are those? Pray tell, mate.
Howling 8. Howling 8 is really bad, and Howling 9, which was a mid-2000s Twilight knockoff, is also really terrible.
Compared to the
Is that the Reborn?
Yeah, or Howling Reborn. Howling Reborn's really bad, but I think the rest of the series is honestly pretty good. Like, they definitely have a dip in quality. I'm not arguing that, but I will say they are consistently very entertaining films, and the first 3 films are all some of the best werewolf movies they've ever made. I love Sterba. I love the Marsupials. I honestly like the Marsupials and Sterba better than the first film. So yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
I told you. I told you you were gonna hate me by the end of this stream. I think y'all give...
The only thing good about the second one is Christopher Lee. That's it.
I was gonna say the boobs.
No,
Yeah, but even he phoned it in.
I know.
His
Howling
paycheck,
2,
collecting that paycheck.
No, Howling, you all are wrong. Howling 2 is one of the best movies of the 1980s. I adore that film. That film is that film is
Shame.
That is a 1980s Ed Wood film. It is so entertaining. It is not technically good, but damn it, it's so entertaining. It's so batshit. It makes no fucking sense, but it's glorious.
It's kind of fun to watch. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
Ben, I agree.
The best movie credits ever.
Ben, I agree with you, Ben. The credits of Howling 2 is the best thing about that movie.
Yeah.
It's one of the many good things about that movie. That movie is hilarious.
Zachary is on Team Marsupial.
The Marsupials is so good. They're like werethylacines. It's awesome. They have little pouches. I love the
Wolfaroos.
I love the Wolfaroos. It's such a fun. I actually really like the idea of different like werewolves from around the world taking on characteristics of the local animal species. I actually kind of like that idea. But no, I love the marsupials. I like the freak show, honestly. I think that one's kind of fun as hell.
Shame.
Oh man.
Shame.
I even like part 4, which is just a remake of the first film.
Original Nightmare. Was it?
Yeah, Original Nightmare. Yeah. I like that one. It kind of bugged me how everybody gave that like every single person who's done that tag so far has given the same answer, and it's all of you are crapping on the Halloween movies for no reason.
Halloween.
The Howling movies, they get way too. Y'all don't understand the artistic merit of those films.
You do not speak for
No,
this
I
channel,
don't.
Sparky.
Yeah.
So the Twilight one.
Yeah, the Twilight one's bad. Howling
Good
Reborn is terrible.
luck. Good luck on watching the. I'll say this: you'll enjoy the first one if you haven't seen the first one, Ben. But yeah, well, yeah, well,
No,
I'll
man,
say
you'll thoroughly enjoy all of them. You're a connoisseur of high art like me. You'll enjoy all of them.
I mean, some of them are better than American Werewolf in Paris, but that's not saying much.
That's not saying much.
nope. you know when I just saw the second one came out, and I says, "Wow, they actually made a sequel." I'm watching it, I'm like, "What the hell?"
Exactly.
What the
Yeah.
hell's all this? And the main reason why I actually watched because Christopher Lee was in it. And I'm like, oh, good, this is gonna be great. And I'm like, what the hell did I just watch?
The opening plays with him on the terrible green screen, and there's like skeletons floating on in the background. Yeah, I can see that.
Like somebody lost their mind.
Zoe did. Zoe said the rest are terrible.
No, the rest are art. The rest are high art.
High art.
The Howling needs to have a Criterion Collection release. The whole franchise. I will not die happy until Howling.
Oh, so
2
you're gonna give the
Terrible
freaks like a beautiful special edition
Yes,
with loaded with
love-
special features and
Yes, that would
4K
kick ass.
release.
Oh yeah, I want to see Howling 2 in in the highest definition possible. I want to see all the little details. Yeah.
Shame.
So you can see how wonderful those awesome werewolf effects are from
Yeah, those werewolf
Impossibles.
effects are pretty decent. They're basically just a bunch of hair glued on to people and some bad prosthetics, but they have their charm. How can people hate a movie with a werewolf orgy in it?
I think you just answered your own question.
But a werewolf orgy, and there are like people doing cartwheels in the background of that scene. It's amazing.
Cartwheels.
Yeah, no, legit. If you look at the orgy scene in Howling 2, there was a guy doing a backflip in full werewolf form. It's kind of awesome.
Oh well.
Y'all doing those movies dirty. If I see one more person give that as the answer for the worst franchise, I'm gonna be upset.
That's where my answers.
Of course it is.
I know what tag I know what tag you're referring to too. I actually picked the Children of the Corn.
You are a sane, reasonable person. That is the factually correct answer.
Because out of all the horrible franchises, I was going to skip the Howling because I love the Howling so much. I didn't want to. I want to hate on the rest of the movies, and I was going to either pick Amityville Horror or the Children of the Corn, but I went to Children of the Corn mainly because it's just like, why so many? I still don't understand why so many.
Got me.
All right, Sean, your next unpopular horror opinion.
Well, like Christian says, a lot of people hate on this one, Texas Chainsaw 2. And I never understand it. I just don't get why. I get that people don't like that they went in a little bit of different direction, a little more humor, but I love that because I like that if you want the dark, nasty, gritty one, you can watch the first one, and then the second one you just want to have fun and watch the crazy, zany, wacky, over the top antics of Texas 2, and I just love it.
And Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper giving the
It's like,
greatest
yeah,
performance
it's
in movie
amazing.
history.
That's the difference. It's fun to watch, where the original is not really fun. It's just very scary, intense, you know.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's one of the problems. A lot of people don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really I didn't have a problem with it at all. I think the tonal shift, where you have a lot of fun, I think that's one of the problems a lot of people have with it. Dennis Hopper, I thought he was okay in the movie right there. Obviously,
Praise the Lord,
Carolyn
Margaret.
Carolyn Williams, she's good in the film, right? So
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with Texas Chainsaw. I know Brad, he hates this movie. He can't stand it.
He's Brad. What do we care what he
I know
says?
he is.
He's wrong about a lot of things.
But honestly, I felt like they paid homage to the original. If it followed the events for the most part of the original.
Mm-hmm.
You had the cool opening credits, you know, with similar style to that.
Yeah.
So in some ways, it kept a lot of the things from the original, but it added its own. You got a cool new character with Chop Top there. You got Bill Moseley. I love that character. And I thought that a lot of people don't like the way they use Leatherface in it, but I like that too, because it almost made him more of a sympathetic kind of Frankenstein's monster kind of thing, which I love Frankenstein, so I love that.
Yeah.
I
love.
And it was interesting. Too. He kind of latched on to Stretch, and there was a little bit of almost like a romance thing going on.
No, Sean, I think here I'll just say it for you. Leatherface is horny in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
He's very horny. It's very cool. I love Chainsaw 2. It's one of my favorite of the franchise. I've said many times, Stretch is one of my favorite final girls in any horror movie. I love everything about the film. And the thing I honestly think more people don't notice about the film is the movie does have, the movie's very goofy and silly, but it has these few moments of like genuine, really dark and unsettling scenes. Chop Top's introduction scene in the radio station is legit a really creepy scene where he's just telling her good night. It's super creepy and unnerving. It's one of the best scenes of the whole franchise that I think people sleep on stuff like that so much and just see the clips of Dennis Hopper or the more outlandish bits of Chop Top just, oh, it's a silly, goofy parody of the film, which, it kind of is, but it does have that legit darkness to it.
Does have some tense moments, like the scene with Leatherface and Stretch and the ice bucket. It's pretty intense when he's like, it's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
And then she's trying to, like, trick him, how you really good.
I get that. It's a movie you
and
have
then when
to
he's
watch
pumping the thing, they're like, oh shit.
It's one you have to watch with. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And some really demented stuff, like when he when Leatherface cuts Lefty's face off, and
that's a great scene.
Drayton comes up, what are you doing? And he just holds the face up. Like, that's sick, man. And then he gets up and his face is all nasty. You can see his inside of his skin. Awesome effects work by Tom Savini, which he doesn't get enough credit for that.
No. It's one you have to watch with an open mind. You have to kind of look a little deeper. It's like a fun movie because you have to look a little deeper than some other movies. Now, I personally like 3 a little bit better, but
it's in my top 3 favorite of the franchise. I love the film,
but I don't hate the film at all. I think there's something special, and it's a fun film.
It is a super fun film.
And it's different. It's not you got to give it this. It went in a completely different direction than most people figure.
It is the most unique film of the franchise.
Yeah,
easily. Well, besides maybe 4, but that's its own can of worms.
Pours its own onto itself.
And I love how Dennis Hopper is just as crazy as they are, Grabs his his chainsaw utility belt with the 2 double chainsaws and the big one in the back. And
1 year for Halloween, I am going to do a lefty costume with the full chainsaw rig. I just need to get like 8 fucking chainsaws, but 1 year I'm gonna do that as a Halloween costume.
How big is that chainsaw you use in the beginning scene there? Like 8 foot long? Like,
Yeah, it's a big chainsaw. So good.
It's like that chainsaw the
Hilarious.
dude had in Mandy.
Mhm.
You're
You're
right.
right.
Oh shit. Oh, I love that bit.
Is that a metaphor for anything else?
Oh no, it's not a metaphor.
yeah,
That's-
no, not at all.
No, not at all. No. Oh, that's a great bit in Mandy.
Okay, next popular horror opinion. Go ahead, Jen.
Okay. For me, I'm gonna go with the one that I don't.
Topical.
Yeah, it's topical because there's a new movie that's coming out. When is it coming out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I don't like any of the Conjuring movies. I hate the Conjuring movies. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate it. It's agony to sit through when one of these goddamn movies comes out. I'm
Really?
like, fuck me. I don't want to see this. God, no. Christian, I was telling him when we did the Annabelle movie, oh my God, is this movie ever going to end?
And mind you, that was the Annabelle movie everyone liked.
The creation.
Yeah.
Annabelle,
Yeah,
it was
that
an Annabelle creation.
I just,
Yeah.
I just was like, this movie's pissing me off. It's just too long. It's kind of cliche. No offense to anyone who loves it. Like, I'm not hating on you guys, but Jen, these are the most and I hate all the other ones in the universe. La Llorona was a fucking joke. It's just these movies are terrible. I don't care.
Sweetie.
I'll give
what
you
about
that. That was
the Nun?
The Nun. Oh, I hate the Nun. I hate the Nun. I fucking hate the Nun. They can all burn in hell. I hate them all. I don't want to watch them. I'm not doing another one. I'm using my
Are you
pass.
telling me you aren't looking forward to The Crooked Man?
No. Fuck you.
That movie's still in
Crooked Man.
development.
I just don't get why everybody loves these movies so much. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, no. They're just long. They're cliche. We've seen them done before. They're not scary. I'm sorry. I feel like such an asshole saying that because I know there's some people who really love them and I don't like to be a hater, but I fucking hate these movies are trash. They're trash. I said it. They're trash. They're trash. I don't get it.
I kind of like the first one.
Ah,
Get it.
I
I
kind of like.
sit there every time one of these movies comes on and I try to go in with an open mind, guys. I try to go in with an open mind and everyone just gets worse than the last one.
That is true. They do. Yeah, they do.
Stupid.
Yeah, I
dog.
don't know. I don't know why they gotta make a whole like all these spin-offs and the universe trying to make like a Marvel universe or something.
Yeah.
It's
See, there you go, Jen.
And the La Llorona, I mean, Mike, and
oh,
that's
La Llorona was heinous.
yeah, and that because we're really familiar with that story, and we just were angry. That was another one where
That
both
was
of
an
us were so
angry movie,
angry
yeah.
because, and what did Gramps say?
Oh yeah, he saw it on a plane ride, and he that movie pissed him off super hardcore.
And
yeah.
he's like, "Why is this white woman in a Hispanic story?"
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so. Oh my God, they're so bad. They're so. It's cool if you guys like them. I'm no hate fan. It's just. Ah,
I like the first one, but honestly, kind of like you
this
said.
is my shit, man.
Yeah, kind
The
of.
trigger.
Yeah, honestly, kind of like you said. I even rewatching the first film, I am sitting there going, Insidious did this better.
Insidious.
I like the first Insidious way more than the first Conjuring, honestly, on a rewatch.
Ah.
Yeah.
Am I
Oh,
just
man.
being like, I don't like to be a hateful person, but God, I hate those movies. I hate them. Can someone tell me some good stuff that I'm just not getting? Because I hate them. I hate them. I want to bomb them.
Okay, so
Jesus. So tell us how you really feel.
Tone it down a bit.
okay, so here's my take. I one of the reasons why I love the Conjuring universe, I think mainly is obvious because of the acting between Patrick Wilson and Vermiga Film. Good boy,
Vera Farmiga.
Vega Farmiga. I think they're great as Ed Lorraine Warren. I like the fact that I love the fact that the tension and the suspense in the movies, especially the second one. 'Cause I love the second one better than the first one. because I thought the story was great and I thought the performances were great. And I love the Crooked Man. I love the Crooked Man. I love that. I love that family. The family was great. I think this. I guess that's the reason why I love the Conjuring movies, and I can understand the first Annabelle. Love the second Annabelle, and the third Annabelle was okay. La Llorona, that was terrible.
Nobody likes that one.
I think. And what I think mainly because it wasn't supposed to be part of the Conjuring universe, but then for some reason, I guess they decided to add the preacher from the first NFL movie and just threw him in there as a side character just so they can include it in. So I guess the film could make some type of money. I mean, we really haven't had a horror movie universe.
No,
not since Universal.
Nonsense Universal.
Well.
Yeah, nonsense Universal Monsters, and unfortunately, we all know what happened to the Dark Universe.
Oh no, we don't talk about the Dark Universe.
Dead on arrival.
very true.
The nun was okay. It's just that goddamn CGI crap at the end that's what threw everything out. I like her sisters in it. She plays the nun in that one, and I thought she was good, and it had some good qualities in it, but that CGI stuff was terrible, and that's what ruined that's what ruined the nun, because I like the gothic background that they had was decent setup and decent cinematography. But that's the reason why I enjoyed the Conjuring universe, and I consider that a great modern horror movie as with the same thing with Insidious.
Yeah. I like that it's based on the true events, kind of, with the couple of paranormal investigators that were involved in real cases.
No, don't worry, Jink. You're not the only one who doesn't like the Conjuring. I don't know if they hate it as much as you do, but you're not the only one.
Excellent.
It's definitely jump scare heavy.
This next one. So.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, my boy. Nope, the done was a waste of time.
Yeah.
They're heavy on the jump scares, that's for sure, though.
Yeah.
And none of them are scary. None of them are scary.
I will argue with you. The hand clapping one in the first movie.
I know you like
that was decent. I love the hand clapping
that
one.
Was cool, yeah.
Yeah, that one's great, but most of the other ones are pretty bad. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And I'll never forgive him for La Llorona.
La Llorona was the point where I was like, this franchise is dead to me. There's nothing good that will ever come out of this franchise again.
Never so angry in my life. Well, I've been angry.
You've been more angry.
But that movie really pissed me off. Not often.
Very rarely.
I kind of was interested when they started part 2 with the Amityville star. Like, wonder what they could have did with it,
That's how they became popular, because they did the Amityville. They wanted to investigate the Amityville setting. I think they were the first or second team that went to investigate the Amityville. That's how they became popular.
Yeah.
Right.
Popular, and then all of a sudden they started getting all these cases. But I am kind of intrigued to see how this third one is, how the devil made me do it, because it was an actual real case where the guy actually claimed, hey, look, I was possessed by the devil, and that's why I killed my neighbor.
Sure you were.
Because that's what the original Amityville story was before the Lutzes and all that. The guy killed his family with the shotgun.
Yeah, because he said the voices made him tell him to kill his family.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my other unpopular horror opinions is going to be is that I like Evil Dead remake better than the original.
Man.
They're equal. Some things the remake does better, some things the original does better.
I'm an OG girl myself.
Me too.
Troy asked a good question. He said, did Jen at least like Ed Lorraine characters?
They're
I like their
okay.
performances. The
Their-
characters are kind of nothing though. Usually,
Yeah.
I've never been compelled by these are like really interesting characters I want to see in more movies.
The acting was good, but as far as character-wise, not really. I'm sorry. If I'm going to be honest with you people, no, didn't like, no.
Ben, look at Ben disagrees with me.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, man, over Bruce Campbell.
So you're-
I know, right?
Ashton, come on.
See, I knew I was going to piss some people off.
Well, I did not know this was going to be
Such an
that-
iconic character, man.
Wow, you're really going to hate me in a minute, guys.
I know. I'm probably going to lose some subscribers because of this, but it's like this. Not to take away anything away from the Evil Dead, is still a great horror movie, and I appreciate what Bruce Campbell, and Sam Raimi and everyone else did on that particular movie. It's just that I prefer the remake better, mainly because they do the same. They tell the same type of story in a different way. They put their own spin on it. And to me, it's just a better way to tell the same story. It's a different type of way and a better way to tell the same story. Yes, it's bloodier. It's almost about the same about as blood. It's not kind of goofy, because I think there was some kind of goofiness in the original. This one is kind of more serious, but that's just my opinion. I just like the remake better than the original. That doesn't mean I'm hating on the original. Just the fact that I like the remake better. Yeah. I'm not doing a gent.
I just think like Sam Raimi's direction in the original is so groundbreaking and like brilliant to me. The way the camera work, like nobody really did anything like that before. I don't think, how almost like the camera is the Evil Dead, like going through the woods and smashing through doors and windows. I love that.
I do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
The remake is good.
Oh, the remake's fantastic.
But I like the OG better.
They're equal to me. Where one's stronger, the other one's weaker. Where the one vice versa. I can't honestly tell you which one I like more. I can just easily. I never had to think about this because I could just say, "Oh, Evil Dead 2 is the best because it's my favorite movie." But oh god. Probably I would lean a little bit more towards the original, but that's a really close race.
Well, is that what you're saying, Monty?
Is the remake better than the rest of the franchise? Yeah, I actually ranked them, and I would put the Evil Dead as the best in the series. Yes.
I can't agree with you on that one. I can't agree with you on that one at all. I love the movie, but it's not Evil Dead 2 good.
Yes, I would, if I were to rank the Evil Dead series. Yes, the remake will be number one. Then I put Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 3, and Army of Darkness 4.
I get that.
Yeah, that's honestly switch the remake and Evil Dead 2. Yeah, I would probably put that too. Army of Darkness would also be my bottom one.
Yeah, I figured that because that's definitely one of my unpopular horror opinions. Because like I said, I just prefer the remake better than the original.
I think a lot of people would agree with you that it's really good remake, though. I don't hear people saying it's a crappy remake, no.
Yeah, it's one of the better remakes for sure.
It's definitely one of the
top 3 or 4 for me.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of excellent remakes. Yeah, but that's definitely one of the best horror remakes. All right, Christian, you are next. Unpopular horror opinion.
You gonna save the big one for
later? I'm saving the big one for my very last one. So, hey guys, any of you were here for last month's stream? If you need to go to the bathroom or take a bath or get a drink or anything, you can go on ahead and leave because I'm just gonna basically recite everything I said last month. Scream is a terrible franchise. They are trash movies. I hate Sidney Prescott as a character. The whole meta horror thing has aged terribly. None of the Scream knockoffs are good, and these are the worst thing Wes Craven has ever made.
What about peer pressure, Sparky?
No. The only good elements of this franchise is Matthew Lillard. Everything else in these movies is trash.
When we did our last stream and Christian went on this nice rant about the Scream franchise, I think he is the first person I've ever heard of who did not like and didn't like any of the Scream.
I hate every single one of them. I think they're all trash. They are my
He said it,
least
Collector
favorite.
Man. He said it.
He said, "Oh, well, do you own something that you?"
Oh yeah, but you own every movie. Yeah.
These are hers.
These are mine.
I don't own these.
Arr.
These are trash. I wouldn't besmirch my good DVD or VHS collection with them. I would own all of the Howling films, though. But Howling is a better franchise than Scream.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh man.
Scream is the worst horror franchise in history.
Please don't unsubscribe.
The worst. The worst
It
franchise.
is the worst. I would rather marathon through every Leprechaun movie in a row than watch every Scream movie in a row. I would rather watch every Children of the Corn film again and have to drink the goddamn canned corn again. I would rather do that. I would rather marathon every Amityville film.
Oh man.
He doesn't like Scream.
I hate Scream. It's a trash series.
Yes, everyone. Sean, the Christian hates Scream.
I hate Scream.
He does.
No, he does not like Scream.
I hate Scream 2.
I would think, yeah.
Scream 2 is also garbage.
Oh man.
What about the show?
I've never watched the show and I never will.
No,
I wouldn't think you would.
Put it this way, because I seen the Screen TV shows. No, you would not like them neither.
Yeah,
You
I
probably
can
would.
assure you that. Unless it was like something for like a charity event, I will never watch that show.
Or we got paid really well.
Well, it looks like someone agrees with you. Zachary said, "I will say Scream was
Yeah.
overrated."
It's an overrated series. It's an overrated series.
Most people love it, Sparky.
I
Yeah.
know. Cool if you do.
I've
just happen
have
to
heard
think
some
they're
people
trash.
say overrated, but hate that stuff.
Yeah,
Hate.
that's
Seething,
Loathe.
heaving, loathing hatred.
Loathe
I-
entirely.
If I saw a burning pile of copies of Scream, I wouldn't piss on them to put them out.
Scream.
And if you really had to
Christian's
pick-
gonna have a Scream bonfire and throw
Yeah.
out.
Are you gonna go see Scream 5?
Well, yeah, of course I am.
I'm making him.
Yeah, of course. I don't have a choice in seeing whether or not I'm seeing Scream 5. We have a horror channel. Of course, we're going to talk about Scream 5.
You have to do your duty.
He has
I
to
have
do his due
yeah,
duties.
it's my service. It's my
Hey,
service.
look,
to all of you. Yeah.
if I can watch bad movies like The Bye Bye Man, The Apparition,
Mm.
and Slender Man, then you have to go see it. You have to go see a Scream movie.
All of those are better movies than
Oh,
Scream.
come on now.
Okay, maybe not Slender Man, but Bye Bye Man's a better movie than
Oh
Scream.
my God. You just lost us. I don't know how many subs.
Worth
We're never
it.
going to get to 1,000.
Worth it.
Not for me.
So worth
All right,
it.
so this is a good time to explain yourself. What is it about Sidney Prescott that you don't like?
Oh, God.
Everyone hypes her up, like especially nowadays. I see so many people doing like top 10 lists or tier lists of like best final girls in any franchise. And if it's not Laurie Strode, then it's always Sidney Prescott. And I don't think she deserves it. She's a bland, nothing character. And not Nev Campbell. Is it Nev Campbell? Yeah, Nev
Yes,
Campbell.
Nev
Ned
Campbell.
Campbell, yeah.
Nev Campbell she gives a serviceable performance, but much like I feel Jamie Lee Curtis in like
Yeah.
Halloween H2O, I don't think she really cares at a certain point. Maybe for the first film she was actually into it, but as the franchise goes on, I just can see Neve Campbell just like, I don't want to be here. This is just for money. I have no passion for these films, and it comes through with the character. Sydney always just came off as this smug jackass who didn't want to be here and didn't really like any of the people around her. She didn't care about any of the people who died. I don't know. I don't like Sydney Prescott at all.
You've made that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
What about Dewey and Gail?
Thank you for reminding me. I hate Dewey. I'm in the camp that thinks Dewey's annoying as hell. I don't find him an endearing character. I just think he's straight up annoying. Gail is nothing. Gail is a nothing character. I forget she's in the movies every time I watch one. I was like, oh yeah, she exists. But I think Dewey's annoying as hell. I'm in that camp that doesn't find him endearing. I just think he's annoying.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
He doesn't
Wow.
speak for the channel, by the way.
No, I don't speak for any of these people. I speak for me.
Is that
And
true,
me.
Trash Stash? It was originally called Yell.
Cool,
No,
man.
No, if I remember correctly, when I did my Scream series, I believe the original title was going to be called Scary Movie.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
you're
going to be
right.
called. It was going to be called Scary Movie. That's what when Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson were pitching the whatchamacallit, it was supposed to be Scary Movie, but then they just changed it. Oh, he's just joking.
Trash, you asshole.
You know, on our last stream, just like I said before, I enjoy Scream. What it is, it's a sort of like a half of parody of horror movies, or it takes a meta look at what we see in horror movies and some of the stupid decisions people make in horror pictures. And I really have nothing against Neve Campbell and her performances in many of the movies. Sorry, Christian.
No, it's fine. Most people don't. This is just strictly a me thing. I've never talked to anybody else who feels this way about Neve Campbell or Sydney Prescott. It's cool. It's cool.
Is she one of the best final girls? Not to me, no.
No, not at all. No. She's terrible. Trash, even.
I mean, but I can see why most people love Scream. I can see why they pick her as one of the better final girls, but to me, she's not. You know, but that's, you know, like I said, I had no problem. I thought after Scream 3, that's when I felt this, okay, the series is going down. I think it's lost its steam, but then Scream 4 kind of brought it back up. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with these characters, because to me, and I'll always say this before, I don't know what more you can do with Sydney, Gale, and Dewey's characters. I mean, you already put
Kill them, yeah.
You could kill them.
I mean, besides killing them, that's what more can you do with these characters that you already haven't done with them before? You did
Hostel, but with Scream characters.
you did the horror movies, you did the sequels, you did the trilogies, you did the remakes. What more can you do with these three characters and the series that you already haven't done before? You don't want to get redundant and be like the Saw series, because that's the problem with Saw, is that you keep doing the same thing and then it becomes redundant, and the only thing you look for is like, okay, what incredible traps can we create in order to keep the things fresh? And it's like, how much more can you get Ghostface to stab people?
That's why I'm interested to see if they can do something different, where you have a new director. What can someone new bring to the table that Wes Craven hadn't tried yet? You know? Yeah. Plus, we're in a much more modern era now. With technology, you know, obviously first Scream, these big clunky phones, you know. It's how else could Ghostface terrorize somebody, you know, through like I don't know, Facebook. I don't know.
He
What could they
sends
come
them-
up with?
He sends them threatening TikToks.
YouTube videos.
Yeah.
YouTube videos.
Oh man, I mean that's
Gonna
becoming
terrorize you on StreamYard.
that's become another trend in the horror movies now. Now they're taking social media platforms and making them into horror movies.
And none
Yeah.
of them have been good.
That's true.
I know.
No, yeah.
Because it's one I've been trying to watch. It's called The Initiation, where
Oh God. We
Yeah.
tried. It's terrible.
Yeah,
What's that one? Friend request unfriended. or
Unfriended?
something like
And friend,
Unfriended.
yeah, friend request is another one.
Yeah.
The second Unfriended's pretty good.
It's all right, yeah. For what
I
they
actually,
are.
I actually like Unfriended better than Unfriended Dark Web.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people did not like Unfriended, but I actually didn't have a problem with Unfriended. I actually thought that because a lot of people felt as though they were just like typical young characters doing stuff online. But I said, but that's what they do. They go online, they go in these chat rooms, and they talk that way. That's why I didn't have a problem with it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something there, though. I mean, there's a reality to it.
Yeah.
People prey on people through social media. You know?
He's at least one of them will die in fire.
Here's hoping.
I would
Or
hope so. There's
all
got to
of
be
them.
one. Come on, it's got to be one. Of them
You know,
that's
that's
off.
you know, because when I did the collaboration with Vicky about Scream 5, and I said to her, I said, you gotta be one of those people. Gotta die. I mean, it's like what more? Like I said, I don't know what more, because you get to the point when you continue to have the same characters doing the same thing, it becomes first of all, it becomes unbelievable. But it's like that's the one problem. It's like, well, how many times can you have them be attacked by a guy dressed up in a ghost face mask trying to kill you?
I get that.
Here's how you here's how you kill them.
God.
You round up all of the Scream knockoff slashers, and they go after them. Fucking Urban Legends guy. I Know What You Did Last Summer. All the really golden, crappy Scream knockoff killers kill everyone. That's what you do. Ghostface takes off the mask, and it's the guy from I Know What You Did Last Summer. He takes off the hat, and it's the Urban Legends killer.
I guess it's now for my turn to talk about Freddy's Dead, and
Oh,
I know
yeah.
I'm with
everybody,
you, Monty.
everybody hates Freddy's Dead. You know,
Yes.
night on this channel they trashed Freddy's Dead when they did their Freddy's Dead, and I'm sitting there like, oh God, here we go again. and I get some people explain the reasons why they don't like it. You know, you have Freddy going around dressing like the Wicked Witch on the broomstick, talking about, I'm gonna get you, my pretty, and your little soul too. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I did too.
I laughed
no.
at that.
I didn't like it too far.
They have a Looney Tunes moment where the kid's falling from the sky and he lands on a bunch of spikes.
Oh my god.
I liked it.
the power glove scene.
Yeah, that takes the cake.
Even the power glove scene.
Oh,
is
you're
just
playing
on.
with power.
Oh, you're playing with power.
No.
But one of the reasons why I actually do enjoy Freddy's Dead is the same thing with Rob Zombie's Halloween. The one thing that we never got out of Freddy is that the only thing we knew about Freddy before Freddy's Dead was that he has a mother. His mother was named Amanda. She was a nun, and that she got raped by 1,000 maniacs in the sandstorm she got trapped in. But that's it. We don't know that much more, and that's what Freddy's Dead they tried to do. They're trying to give more of a grounded backstory. He was raised up. He was teased by a whole bunch of kids. Alice Cooper makes his appointments, and we see right there he starts to snap, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he actually has married. He's got a daughter. And of course he has his little side thing, and we see the reason why he decided to kill all the kids in Springwood, because they took his daughter away. The daughter away. And I thought, and that's why I thought that was a good idea. Did some of the stuff work? No. but I still enjoyed the movie. Yeah, the dream worms, the so-called Freddy vision.
Oh my God, the dream worms,
The 3D.
the dream sperm.
And I actually like when they go into the dream.
Put on your 3D glasses, kiddies.
God damn it.
But that was cool. You got to remember. I remember because that movie came out in the theater, and I remember people coming out with the glasses, and everyone was having a good time.
Oh yeah, because it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's like this because the problem is, unfortunately, it worked when you had to put the whatchamacallits on. You had to put the 3D glasses on. It worked in the theater. Unfortunately, I don't even think now if it's in 4K that transitions better on 4K, or is it try? I know it didn't. It transfers terrible.
Unfortunately, it had some of the worst effects I've ever seen.
I mean, it's just like with Friday the 13th Part 3. That transition was terrible, and the same thing with Freddy's Dead transition. That 3D part transition is terrible. That's why a lot of people don't like the worms. But that's the whole thing I have about Freddy's Dead. You give Freddy a more grounded story. I had no problem with I like Yapakota's character. I like the girlfriend's character. I like Lisa Zane's character. And it gives Freddy, and we see Freddy. This is the reason why Freddy is killing all the kids, because they took his daughter away, and he just simply getting their revenge back by taking their children away, in a very nightmarish way.
I like.
Yeah, but the problem is Freddy is bad.
He's bad.
Badly portrayed. Terrible makeup job. Really, really cheesy one-liners.
100% agreed, Ben. Nancy is one of the best final girls.
And
yes, she is better than Sydney, but most final girls are better than Sydney.
What's up, Nightmare Files?
Yo.
Hey.
What's up?
I like the blonde girl, the one that went into the dream. She kicked ass. She was tough. I liked her. She was a good final girl.
She was okay. I think the ultimate problem with Freddy's Dead is a lot of the humor just doesn't really work, in my opinion.
What about Roseanne Barr?
No.
Oh God, that's right. I forgot they were in it.
Always say that.
You want to talk about bad cameos like Halloween 2007?
Oh yeah,
Johnny Depp. They threw him in there. Roseanne.
Oh my God,
the children. I thought it was a cute little cameo myself.
Of course you do. What do you
That's
know?
Again.
Like Rob Zombie's
This is your brain.
Shut up.
This is your brain on drugs. Understand? Looks like some frying pan and some eggs to me. Cracked up. He backslashing with the frying pan. And then the music. I like that setup scene where they played that nice funky song. I forget the name of the song that they were playing.
Oh God, right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, but it was a nice thing.
And the trippy dream. Let's trip out.
Hey,
in the God of Davida, right?
Again, the God of Davida. Hey, Spence, let's trip out.
Yeah, it's in the God of Davida. I remember now.
Yeah, like Wicked Witch Freddy.
Wish Tom Arnold killed him.
That'd been interesting.
That would be even lamer than the way they kill him in the movie itself. How did Freddy Krueger finally die in the main franchise? Tom Arnold stabbed him. That's lame as hell. I thought Potato Gun was lame.
And then Freddy talks about the 3 times that they killed him. First, they tried to bury. Then they tried to, and then my favorite, they tried holy water. But I just keep on kicking.
I'm with you, Monty. These people are so wrong.
I know, man. Maybe it's just because I'm like every Elm Street movie between Part 3 and New Nightmare's kind of trash, in my opinion. Maybe that's why I can't get with it.
We need to rewatch them.
We started last.
You didn't like the Dream Master?
Okay, Dream Master's an okay movie, but I will forever hate that film because it started my least favorite trend with that franchise of killing off the survivors from the previous film in the opening scene.
Yeah.
I love the survivors from Dream Warriors, and I hate that they just bring Freddy Krueger back by a dog pissing on his skeleton. Okay, sure. And then they just kill God damn it, what was his character's name? They just kill one dude like without any effort, even though he literally boxed Freddy in the previous movie. I hate that trend of them killing off the survivors from the previous film. I know they had to do it for a story reason, but it just irks. It just bothers me. I wish at least do it like they did with Nancy and have them be a part of the main cast for a little bit longer.
I like Joey's death though. How's this for a wet dream?
Yeah,
how's this for a wet dream?
Yeah, I don't. Dream Master is okay. Dream Child is trash.
Oh fuck you! I like Dream Child.
Of course you do. You named a kid.
Dream Child's rough. That's a rough one.
Yeah, that to me, that's when Freddy went downhill. Was the Dream Child.
A lot of people say that.
Of course, you would say it's a good one.
It's fun, okay?
You named a kid after that movie.
I did. That's how Jake got his name.
At least they don't kill up the survivors and scream.
Yeah, you can't complain about that. They won't kill him no matter what.
Yeah, that was Kincaid you were referring to.
Yes, Kincaid. Thank you. Yeah,
thanks, Ben.
I'm terrible with names. Yeah.
Okay, Sean, what's your next one?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I know you got one unpopular opinion left.
I have
yes,
two.
Yes, Christian might like this. Yes. I'm not huge on Halloween 3. I'm not huge on it.
I love,
but well, that's shared by a lot of people. But
yeah, can I just say I love how in the span of 5 years that has gone from being a controversial opinion to say Halloween 3 is great to now the reverse of saying it's a bad film's controversial. I find it
funny,
hilarious. Yeah, I find it hilarious how in 5 years that's changed completely. I also feel very vindicated. Oh, screw you!
It's true though. People are really coming around to it, and I don't
because it's
really
the
quite
best of the
understand
franchise.
Why.
Yeah, it's well, give me a second, guys.
Okay. Yeah, no, I find that infinitely hilarious and very vindicated by it.
Are you?
I do give them credit,
or not? Not yet.
Huh?
Or you're not coming around on it, are you? You still think it's bad? I hope. 3.
I like it more than I did at first. I did learn to appreciate it a little more over the years after seeing it on, like, when they did the A&E. Was it A&E that does like the marathons?
Yeah.
I saw it on. Paid attention to it. I'm like, this really isn't that bad. But never at any point was like, yeah, this movie's great. This is like a classic. This is a sci-fi horror masterpiece. No,
You're
never
wrong.
thought that. Never at any point did I think that.
Person. I'm with Sean.
I appreciate that they did something a little bit different, and I respect it as part of the franchise, even though it has nothing to do with the Myers saga. There's still a lot of Halloween in there. There's a lot of elements of the first couple movies, like the score, and you got Jamie Lee Curtis on the loudspeaker PA thing, and you got Nancy Keys there as Dan's wife, and there's a lot of elements of Halloween still in there. So I feel like if they made it not Halloween 3, people would say, oh, this is just like another Halloween movie, But people always say, oh, it should have been Season of the Witch, but I don't know. If they did that, people would say it's just a Halloween knockoff.
I think they would.
And then you had the the android characters are kind of Michael Myers-ish.
Yeah, fun thing about that. It was Roger Ebert when he reviewed the film. Legit thought the android characters were just Michael Myers.
Did he?
Yeah, he just thought Michael Myers figured out a way to clone himself. That it's hilarious to read that the review he did for it. But yeah, he thought that was Michael Myers.
And Dick Warlock played one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it. It's not a good movie. I will say it. I will die on this hill. I don't like that movie. It doesn't belong in the Halloween franchise. I don't care.
It's the best of the franchise. Y'all are wrong. It's the best of the franchise.
No, it's not. I remember when your grandparents brought me that tape when I was a little girl, and I put it on and saw it for the first time. I was like, they put the wrong tape in my Halloween box. I was flabbergasted. I was like, what the hell is this bullshit? Where the fuck is Michael Myers?
He's in the movie. They show him in the trailer. Remember, right before the big Halloween giveaway, they show the kids the original Halloween. He's in the movie. You're wrong.
But come on, you can't tell me there's not a lot of campiness in there.
No, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't tune in for the big giveaway at 9 o'clock.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. How can a movie about an ancient Irish warlock using pieces of Stonehenge put inside Halloween masks to kill every child in the world who has a robot army ridiculous? What's ridiculous about that? It's a very sane, reasonable story. It happens all the time. Did you not read?
Okay, what about like the final act when there's all like the lasers coming down?
Exactly.
Did you not read the story in the paper recently about that exact thing happening? It was for Frontline News, man. Straight out of the headlines.
It's a bad movie. I don't
Should
care
not
what
be lasers in a Halloween movie.
Thank you.
There should always Michael Myers should get a laser knife. No, there should be way. That's the problem with Halloween. There should just be more lasers in the franchise.
Oh man,
I like
Michael
Conald
needs to go
Cochran
to
though.
space.
He's pretty good. Conald Cochran is a pretty good character. I like him.
Conald Cochran is the most underrated horror villain ever.
Yeah.
Michael Myers needs to go to space.
Oh no, no,
Yes.
no,
Again.
no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
No.
no,
Yes.
Never,
Yeah.
never.
no.
Yes. He
No,
needs to go.
we
to
had
space.
we had Jason in space. We don't need Michael. We don't need Freddy. No, we don't need them going to space. No.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
No, we don't.
We need them going to space.
See,
like Laurie Strode's like other secret child we never knew about is an astronaut, and Michael has to chase her. Yeah, it's like Alien, but Michael Myers.
it's like Alien, but Michael Myers. Listen to what you just said out loud in front of people.
I would watch that movie. I would watch the hell out of that movie.
All right, Jen. You have at least one more unpopular horror opinion.
Me or Christian? Which one?
No, you, Jen. Yeah.
I don't have any more. I'm tapped out.
Am I the only one?
Yeah, it looks like you're the only one left.
Okay.
Close it out.
Okay, well, it has been great knowing everyone in the horror community.
Oh.
I feel like after what I'm about to say, I have to be excommunicated from it.
You should.
Okay, so Sean, remember how I said you were going to hate me by the end of this stream? Well, here we go.
And we haven't gotten there yet.
It wasn't the howling. It was not the howling. Okay, here we go. Halloween is the most overrated horror franchise ever. Halloween.
He does not speak for this channel. I love Halloween.
Halloween.
Thank you, Jen. At least Jen.
Halloween is the worst of the big four.
The
Most
worst?
of the movies are pretty terrible. Michael Myers is a really, really boring killer.
Bye, subscriber.
Laurie Strode she's not Sidney Prescott bad, but I don't think Laurie Strode ever became that interesting of a character until 2018. Halloween is a bad franchise, honestly. I would say more of the franchise is bad than is good. You got the original, which is great. 2, which is okay, 3, which is a masterpiece, and 2018. The rest of the franchise, I would say, is kind of trash. Honestly, I don't. There's elements I like in all of them, but none of them are ones I would particularly say are good horror films. Yeah.
I thought you liked
no.
4 too. Did you
Okay,
forget
you're right.
4?
Yes, 4.
Oh,
4 is the
so
one
you
I forgot about.
That.
Yeah, replace 4. Okay, replace 2 with 4. 2's okay. 4 is really good. The rest of the franchise is okay, like 2, and okay, so 2's the okay one, and then the rest of the franchise is pretty bad.
Just want to smack you.
And now I'm going to read off a list of horror franchises in alphabetical order that are better than Halloween.
Oh, here we go.
We had to say Leprechaun, Evil
Bye,
Bong.
subscribers.
Funny you say that. Leprechaun, Evil
Oh
Bong,
my God.
Critters, Ghoulies, Reanimator, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Elm Street,
Shut up!
Friday the 13th, Psycho, Basket Case, Child's Play, The Conjuring.
Child's Play, yeah.
Yeah. The Howling franchise is vastly superior to the Halloween
Vastly
franchise.
superior.
Vastly superior to that
Oh
one.
my God.
Pet Cemetery, Hellraiser, Candyman, Phantasm. Just all of these. Yeah, all of those are bad or better franchises than Halloween.
At least some people in the chat do
Jen.
agree with you.
Hell
Jen,
yeah!
how did you give birth to this kid?
I don't know. I'm ashamed, Sean. I'm like totally ashamed. This does not. He does not speak for me. He's not. He's gonna go on vacation and he's gonna learn. He just. Oh my God! You shame your mother.
Also, if I'm gonna be like even more piss people off, the original Halloween is like in my bottom 5 Carpenter movies. It's like in my bottom 5 of Carpenter's filmography. It's like down there with Ghosts of Mars. Halloween is down there with Ghosts of Mars in the
Oh
Ward.
man, that's
Ghost
kind
of
of
Mars.
that's kind of an insult.
Yeah,
I know, it's kind of mean to say that about Ghosts of Mars, isn't it?
Sean,
What do you
can
like?
we boot him
What do you
off?
like? Escape from LA better than freaking.
Okay, no, I don't like
Halloween.
Escape from LA better.
Sean, can we vote him off the island?
But name any other Carpenter film besides those ones, I like it better.
Oh man. Now I will say this about the Halloween series. I
You're
like
fired.
obviously I like the first one and the second one and the third one. The fourth one kind of made up for not having Michael put in because a lot of people got pissed off because Michael wasn't in the third one. And so they brought him back. But the series kind of went in the nosedive after the fifth one. And then we got the Thorn trilogy.
I love the Thorn trilogy.
Thorn trilogy was a mistake.
I don't care. I love the Thorn trilogy. I should have a thorn on my thing. Represent.
And of course, even then we get the Scream H2O version of Halloween, and then of course Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got me there.
Yeah. No one
And-
I
can
can't
really
defend that.
like-
I can't.
You know. Then of course, then Rob Zombie he put his hand on the series. At least Halloween 2018, made up for most of all the crap that happened after, I would say after 4. Because I think after 4, the series takes a huge nosedive when it comes to the movies.
I like 5 and 6.
No.
Are there worse franchise outside of Halloween? Oh yeah, they're definitely a worse franchise.
Name one.
let's see.
Name one.
Children of the Corn, the Amityville Horror, the
Amityville's better. Amityville's better.
Oh no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The Howling.
Yeah.
The Howling.
Oh,
is
trust
the
me.
best. What?
The Hellraiser is one of the worst franchises.
No,
Yeah.
no, okay.
The first 2 are great. The rest are trash.
At least there's 2 great ones anyway.
Yeah.
Hellraiser.
That's one better than The Howling. 2 great movies. That's one better than The Howling.
I'll say this
High
when
five
it comes
me,
to
Sean.
when it
No.
comes-
No. The Howling sequels are going to be like Halloween 3. In 5 years, everyone's going to realize how great they are. I'm going to be the fourth year of all that.
I wouldn't bet on
no.
it. I would not bet on that.
No, Hellraiser is a better series than Halloween. I would rather watch all the Hellraiser movies. There's only 1 or 2 Hellraiser movies I downright hate. So no, even Hellraiser I would say has an equal amount of good movies. Yeah, Hellraiser 2 and 1 are masterpieces. Judgment was really good. I kind of like 4. So yeah,
you're kind of like the only person
in
who does.
Space. You like In Space?
That's a wraparound segment to that thing. And yes, I like Hellraiser in space. It makes sense. Space station turns into a giant lament configuration. It's pretty cool.
Oh man!
Call me when Michael goes to space. Then we can talk about.
How about we just don't call you at all?
Then we can talk about the merits of the franchise. But as we all know, a horror franchise doesn't become good or anything of merit until we go to space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
which admittedly is the one problem with the Howling movies is they never go to space.
Nah, I don't think we need to see werewolves in space.
Yo, werewolves in space would be awesome. I would love a movie with werewolves in space. I would watch the hell out of that.
Well, yeah, because you love the Howling movies.
I do love.
That'd be perfect for the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And you know what a mark of quality that is.
Hey, I've seen some pretty good. All
right, Sean. You're the Halloween. You love this franchise. What do you have to say about Christian's rant?
Hi, Sean.
Well, think what you will.
I do.
Everybody's got their opinion.
I do.
He's wrong, Sean. You don't have to be nice because he's my son. You can be as vicious as you want. I won't.
I'm not gonna say that they're all good. I'm aware that there are a couple bad ones in there. I'm not gonna lie.
Most of them.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Uh-oh. It's easy to do Freddy in space and Myers.
It probably would be where you got the dream aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they've never done that one. It kind of work.
I guess they felt it would be too over the top if you would try to because you could do it, but I think there'll be a little bit over the top having people that are in space having nightmares and dreaming about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
But his claws could turn into lightsabers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You saw how that worked in Leprechaun.
Yeah, I know. Those masterpieces.
It's a better franchise than Halloween.
Shut up.
Okay. All right. This one last thing I will say, because I'm pretty sure if you've not seen my video, I actually went to the theaters for the first time in over a year and saw A Quiet Place Part 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I had to give it I think the second time on my channel, since I switched over to my Bloody Gold coins, I gave it 5 out of 5 because I loved the shit out of that movie. It was a fantastic movie.
Awesome.
So,
I've heard that.
You have reminded me, though. That's another hot take of mine. I think the first Quiet Place is overrated as hell. I've said that one plenty of times before, but yeah, I think the first Quiet Place is kind of overrated.
It was, I think, it's probably the first or second time I actually went to a theater, and the whole time, no one didn't say anything. They was silent. That's how much tension that movie had, and you couldn't even try to eat popcorn because you were so glued to the theater, what was happening on the screen. So that's why right now it's probably going to be one of my best horror movies of the year so far.
I've heard a lot of people say they really dug it, like it's one of their top. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I thought it was okay, but I didn't love it, the first one, so I'll be interested.
Why didn't
I loved it. I loved the first one.
Why didn't they move to that waterfall?
There's a reason, and I understand your point, but there's a reason why, because I went back and saw the first one because I have it on digital, and there's a reason why you can't just move to the waterfall, because one, how are you going to build any type of are you going to build something that's going to be sustainable near a waterfall? That's the one thing. And
True.
then you have other resources. So that's the reason why you couldn't build on it. I understand your point, but you have other resources, and you're not going to get anything stable built on a waterfall. Then of course there's always flooding.
At the very least, why didn't she go closer to the waterfall when she was giving birth? Why wasn't that the plan? Instead of this convoluted thing of gassing the baby, they could have just, she could have just had a water birth or something. That's a thing that people do.
Yeah, so that is our unpopular horror opinions there. Those guys in the chat, obviously we love this one. It's I'm pretty sure everyone else has some unpopular horror opinions, and I hope you guys had fun with it. And
please don't unsubscribe.
and please don't unsubscribe. I would love to see Jen and Christian get to 1,000 so they can join the 1K club, because they deserve it. So if you haven't subscribed to any of our channels, please do so right now. So that way, they can get to 1K, Sean can get to 1K, and then I can get to 15K.
Exactly.
All right. So obviously, I want to give this time right now. What events y'all have coming up on the channel? So I'm gonna go over you, Sean.
Well, I have a collaboration coming up that I did with Hellhound from Horror Metal and Movie Massacre, where we talk about our favorite metal tunes from the horror movies.
Nice. Cool, very cool.
Mm-hmm. And what's coming up on your channel, Jen and Christian?
Not much, because
he's leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I am going off to Texas for another month. I'll be back in July, but I am leaving for a month. But there is stuff going up on the channel. We are going to, since June is Pride Month after all, we're going to be doing a week talking about queer horror and representation and all that. So that will be dropping sometime later in the month. Don't exactly know for sure, but it will be sometime in June for Pride Month. And
we might do a few, do streaming like him.
Yeah, we might do, for any people who saw like the Never Hike in the Snow video, we might do a live stream review on like maybe The Conjuring or something if we have strong enough feelings about it. We're just going to see. But for sure, the LGBT Horror Week is going up in June. But other than that, the channel is going to be fairly quiet this month.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned to I mentioned earlier before, I finished watching Spiral, the Book of Saw, so that review's coming up. And of course, obviously, I will be watching and reviewing The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. So those are 2 reviews to be going up. And I'll hopefully, maybe by the end of this week, I'll also have The Initiation coming up. I know Christian told me that the movie sucked.
It's bad. It's bad.
But
it's not even a movie that's fun to talk about bad. It's just boring bad.
Well, I do have to watch some bad horror movies so I can put I can put some bad movies on my top 5 bad movies list as well. So, but there you have it, horror fans. Want to thank you all for stopping by, and we'll hopefully see you all again next month for the Horror Hangout crew. Peace, good night, and always remember horror rules.
Good night,
Horror
everybody.
rules.
Good night, everyone.
Horror
Be excellent
rules.
to each other.
Have a great trip, Christian.
Thank you.